everybody, welcome back to my channel, Fish Den 365. Today we have a really interesting video to share with you. You know, my last video about a week ago, 2 videos ago now, I did a video on a specific rig. It's known as the Tiny Child rig. It's basically a weedless Ned rig. I was using a 4-inch big TRD to show it, and I was surprised at how many views I got. I got a lot of views on that video. And one of the reasons why I'm making this video is because I want people to understand that when you get to see something that's different or a little bit new or something that's a little out of the ordinary, the first thing I do, and I'm sure a lot of my viewers do the same thing, and it's a very good thing to do, is I ask myself, well, can I apply this methodology or some similar methodology elsewhere? And so today, that's what this video is about. I've taken that Tiny Child rig and I've applied it to this. This is a hula grub. And I'm going to change the camera angle here so you can see exactly what I've done. I'll show you how I rig it. It's going to be over the shoulder with good lighting. So we had some complaints about the last video not being very easy to see, lighting not being so good, so apologize for that. But on today's video, we're going to show you this rig, which has a weight here, that same half moon weight that we talked about. The hook is in where you would normally not put the hook. We put the hook in the back of the bait, and then we'll show you also how this works. Now the weather today is not so great, so we're going to use a laundry tub to show you how this works in the water. So this is the bait. We've done it on this hula grub. Let's take you down and show you how we rig it, and then show you how it looks in the water. I think you're going to be impressed. So I have my hula grub here. The first thing I'm going to do is take a small hook. This is an EWG. I believe it's a size 1. It could be a 1/0. I'm not 100% sure. Small Gamakatsu hook. And I'm going to put the hook in the back of the bait. Not the front end. Not the front end. But the back of the bait back here. So, and I want to get it perfectly straight. So we're going to put it in like so. And we're going to have it come out right here. We're going to finish our Texas rig. Turn it right there. And then we want to put it, I'm using my thumb as a marker here to know where to put that hook through. We want it to be perfectly straight through the bait. I think I got it. There we go. And then we could rig it weedless by just pushing this bait forward a little bit and then having that hook point bury under there. For now, I'll just leave it as it is. So here's the rig, and then we need to add the weight. So that's where this half moon, VMC half moon Nico weight comes into play. We're just gonna screw it right into the front of the bait here. Just screw it right in. And you just want to keep pressure on it and keep screwing it as straight as you can right into the bait until it can't go any further. We got a little bit further to go. Ouch, just hooked myself with this one. Be careful not to hook yourself with that hook in there. Maybe it'd be better to put the weight in first next time so I don't hook myself. Note to self and to the YouTube community out there, put the weight in first. All right, so the weight is not quite fully in. Hold on there. There, the weight's fully in there now. And there is our rig. I'm going to make it weedless now. Just going to pull that up, and now you can see the hook is buried in there. Now we've got a perfectly weedless rig. This can be thrown anywhere. Anywhere. Trees, brush piles, weeds, lily pads. There it goes. And it's going to come through that stuff. You're going to be able to get it out of the stuff and then have it go right back down in there. I can see this as being a really good fish catcher. And so that's the rig. That's our, what should we call this, right? It's a Tiny Child rig on a hula grub. Maybe we should call it the Tiny Adult rig, or the, I don't know, Stupid Child rig, or you guys come up with the name and let me know. There's a contest for anyone who wants to comment on what should we call this thing. Anyway, great looking bait. Can't wait to fish it. You can see wherever with your pitching this thing, it's gonna swim away from you. As the deeper the water, the further away it will swim from your rod. And then you can see how it spreads out on the bottom. The tentacles in the front look great. You can see that the curly tails, that's actually facing the fish, and they move as you lift this thing forward. Just a really nice look. I picked this orange colored hula grub out so it would stand out better, so that you'd be able to see everything that it's doing in the water. Now, it's not the same as underwater footage, but at least you can see from above how it looks, and it looks pretty darn good, I think. I really see this as a potential really good fish catcher. Now, that's with one weight on there. I'm going to change the weight to a heavier weight. I'm not sure what these weights are. I'd have to weigh them on a scale, but I'll show them to you so you can see what I'm using, and then later I can either mention it or put it in the description of the video what the actual weights were. So this is the one that I just had on there, and now I'm going to go with one that's quite a bit bigger, so the rate of fall will be faster now. I'm going to put that in the bait and we'll do the same thing. And all I'm doing here, so you can see, is just twisting it right into the bait until it goes all the way down, so that it's butted to the head of the bait, which it is right now. We'll do one more turn just to make sure it's in there good and tight. All right, so now this will be a faster fall. Let's see how this looks. So, man, if you're wondering if I'm gonna fish this come next season, you bet I'm gonna fish this next season. I just think it looks really good. You can make it kind of look. The other thing about it is if you just let your line go slack, show this to you here, the bait will fall down slowly, but all you have to do is just lift up on your rod tip and you can make it in this defensive posture. And I don't know if you can hear it hitting the bottom, but that's the lead weight when I'm bouncing it. So it's making a little noise. You got that defensive posture, and then you can make it look like it's hurt or that something's wrong with it by lifting it up a little more and having it go back down. And one of the things it's likely to do in deeper water is when I lift it up, and if a fish has been looking at it, it's going to go back toward the fish. It's not going to go away from them. It's going to go toward them, and that could lead to a more of a chance of reaction strike of just ticking off that fish and having him eat your bait. So pretty cool stuff here. Awesome looking bait. Now this isn't anything new. What I'm doing here with the weight might be new, but there's a couple of baits here that I'm going to show you. So this here is the old Yamamoto Fat Ica, and this is one that people would rig backwards. In other words, they would put the hook in this side of the bait and the point would be out here, and so this would fish the same way. It would slowly glide away from you. It's heavily salted and weighted like a Senko, so most of the time people would fish this without any weight on it. They just put the hook in the front. This would be the front, not the back, and the hook point would come out here. And then they'd have that same idea where this would come towards you this way and then back away, towards you this way and back away. So that's already been done. People have fished the Fat Ica, and there's some big Fat Ica fans out there that swear that it's one of the best presentations ever made. And then there's another one, the Jackal Cover Craw. You could fish, by the way, you can fish the Ica both ways, but the Cover Craw is another one that you can put the hook in on this side, have the hook come out here, and it does the same thing too. It glides away from you, so it'll go under docks and that kind of thing. And then as you push it forward, these appendages and stuff are moving towards you too. So same idea with this bait. It's just that now with these Half Moon Nico type weights, well, you could do it with anything, almost anything. And speaking of almost anything, I immediately start thinking of, well, what other baits might look good with this rig? And the first one that comes to mind is this one. I would open these up like this. This is the Sweet Beaver. Imagine putting the weight on this end, having hook from this end, having this come towards you, having the bait. The bait already glides just the way it is. So it's going to have a real nice glide to it because it's flat. This is one that I'm going to be wanting to experiment with in the near future. If you'd like to see a video on that, please let me know. Here's yet another one. This is a Zoom Z Craw. I'd be Very interested to see how this looks going that way as well, and towards you this way. So again, if you have an interest in that, we can make a video on that. Also, the brush hog, the Zoom brush hog, is another bait that I thought maybe could be interesting by rigging this way. But the point is when you see something like the Tiny Child rig, what also known as the weedless Ned rig, I immediately start to think of, well, where else can I apply that kind of thing? And can it be better than the original? And I believe that it can. And I think I just showed you one with this hula grub. So that's it. That's the I don't know what to call this thing, the Tiny Child rig, or we have to come up with a new name because it's not a Ned, it's a hula grub. So we'll have to call it something, and we'll give you the opportunity to name it yourself. I'm curious to hear what you'll come up with. And I hope you got something out of the video. And again, if you're interested in me showing this, how it works under the water, when I have a better opportunity to do that, we can do that. And I can show the same rig using a Sweet Beaver and or a Zoom Z-Crawl or anything else. If you want to suggest what I can try this rig with, I'll try it and we can video it and show you how it looks, at least in the water, one way or the other. I hope you enjoyed the video and got something out of it. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. That's really the best way for me to get my videos out to more and more people. Remember to be safe out there. Hope to see you on the water. And if you want to see the video that started me thinking about this one, take a look at this video right here where we show the Tiny Child rig. And I think you'll be interested in that as well. As always, be safe out there, and may God bless your fishing endeavors.